I never like imagined I'd make this video. It's actually, I just never thought about it. Like, it didn't even cross my mind. It wasn't like, oh, I'm never gonna be able to do that. It just never crossed my mind. But I'm excited. So I guess let's just get into it. This is a 2-part video. So the first part is gonna be, I guess I'll call it like opening up about illness sort of thing. And the second part we'll do is an explanation of my new Instagram / app in the future thing called inVISABLE. So let's get started. I'm just kind of opening up about what my experience has been. So I'll start by introducing myself. So I'm Samantha Koningsberg. I'm almost 16. I live in New York. I act, I play 3 instruments. I'm trying to think of what else do I like to do. I love coding. That will come like in later, I guess. Yeah, I'm not that interesting. I like making people smile. That's a thing I love to do, and I love laughing, which I guess can't be a hobby, but it is for me. Like, I really, if you know me, you know I'm laughing like 24/7. I just love it. But basically, I've been sick, I guess my whole life, you could say. I'd always had diseases, but they weren't really in action yet. We knew they were there, but they never affected my life fully until when I was 8 or 9. I was diagnosed with, I don't know how to pronounce this, rheumatoid idiopathic spondyloarthropathy. Let's pray I got that right. If I didn't, I apologize to all my doctors. But that's a form of arthritis, which, if you don't know what that is, ask your grandparents. They definitely have it. It's basically your joints get filled up with fluid and get really swollen and inflamed. Depending on where it is in your body, it can make it hard to walk or write or just kind of anywhere you move. It's like, I don't know. But when I was originally diagnosed, it was in my back and hips, and it's now since then, I guess it doesn't spread, but it like developed in it's now my knees, my hips, my back, my wrists, sometimes my fingers. My ankles and below are probably the healthiest part about me. I sometimes can feel it in my neck, but not often. So yeah, and that can make it hard to walk some days. It can make it hard to take long written tests or type or write or play sports. That's a big one. I'm not athletic, so I'm not using this as an excuse. I'm just not good at sports to begin with, but it also just hurts a lot, so I don't play sports seriously. But I also just really suck, like full-fledged, like I'm terrible. I have no coordination, so I'm not gonna make up excuses here. So yeah, I wear braces sometimes, like knee braces or wrist braces. If you know me, you'll see me walking around casually with an ace bandage, and like I don't make a big deal about it. It's annoying. It's hot. That's my biggest issue with it. It's hot. It helps though. It helps the pain, so it's worth it. The lighting just like randomly switched, so we're gonna ignore that. But I also have to take something called inVISABLE, and it's an injection. And it's kind of like an EpiPen, but not an EpiPen, and you just inject it into your thigh, and the medicine goes in, and it just helps with the pain and the inflammation. So yeah, I take that for arthritis. So then when I was around 11, I got really sick at sleepaway camp, and what they think happened was I had strep throat and we missed it. They think that basically triggered my body into making a disease I had. We knew I had it, in making it like start, I guess, and get really bad. It was random. I remember the exact day. I'm pretty sure it was like July 19th or 20th. But I remember like all the events and everything. It was terrifying. 1 second I was fine, and then 1 second I wasn't, and I guess I haven't been like fine since then. But it's a disease called neuronal intestinal dysplasia. There's a bunch of names for it, so you might know it as like I don't know if I'm saying the right name. Pseudo-obstruction. I use neuronal intestinal dysplasia. I know some people use intestinal neuronal dysplasia. There's like megacolon pseudo-obstruct. I don't know. If you guys have seen the movie Miracles from Heaven, that's what I have. But basically what it is my brain will not send signals to my colon, my like gut area to work. So I had an organ, which is your colon, well, my colon, that just sat there and did nothing, and it didn't do its job, and it caused a lot of pain. It was way bigger than it should have been. It pushed on other organs. It just caused so many issues. So since then, I've had 3 surgeries. The first surgery was they removed part of my colon and wanted to try to conserve the other part. I had that in 6th grade, so I was 12. I think 12. Yeah, I was 12. Then my 3rd surgery, my first surgery didn't work. It didn't help me. I actually ended up getting worse. So they removed the rest of my colon. So I am colonless, which sounds kind of scary and it sounds bad, but it's so much better than it was before. And yeah, it comes with its own set of consequences, but I mean, in the long run, I'm a lot healthier right now, and I can do things I love, and I'm not on the floor screaming in pain all the time. So it's good, except it left me with, I'll insert pictures like right here. I'll insert some pictures of me in the hospital and like my scar. So that's what I'm going to talk about now. It left me with this scar that is pretty big. It's probably like 4 or 5 inches. And it's from my belly button down. And then I have, I think, 4 other little scars on my stomach, 2 on my arm. I think that's it. I mean, like other scars from like falling and scraping my knee because I'm a klutz. We discussed this already. But I was so insecure about it, and I think that was the hardest part about my surgery. Was it wasn't the fact, I guess the fact that I was sick made me feel different, but it was the scar more than anything that completely like destroyed me, because I felt like I was less than other people were. I felt I wasn't worth as much, that it made me ugly, it made me different in the worst way, and all these negative thoughts. And I think it's because my body was mutilated. I mean, it was cut open, and that's not something anyone should have to deal with, but I'm happy it was me. I mean, this sounds cheesy, but I'm happy it was me and not other people. This is going a little off topic, but I love the person who it made me, like, become. I think I'm so much happier now than I used to be. I've always been, like, if you're friends with me, family, anything, you know I've always been a really bubbly person, but I find joy in the smallest things now, and I don't think that would have happened if I didn't get sick. Like, I'll be told, like, that my mom got me a cupcake, and is waiting at home for me, and, like, all of a sudden my day will become, like, 1,000 times better. To get really excited and really happy over the smallest things. And that's really cool. Like, sleeping in my own bed is, like, the coolest thing to me, because I've spent many nights in the hospital, so I'm grateful for little things as well, and, I guess I don't get worked up over superficial things. And yeah, I don't know, this is not like trying to be like a weird thing, but I really like who I am. But my scar kind of took that away for a little bit, and I was super self-conscious. I would never wear a bikini, I wouldn't wear a crop top. I think I'm wearing a crop top right now. Yeah. But I wouldn't before. And I think that all changed around November of this year. Well, last year, 2015, I heard this song called Scars to You're Beautiful.
Oh, you're beautiful just the way you are, and you don't have to change a thing, the world could change, it's hard, no scars, see you're beautiful, we're stars and we're beautiful.
And it, along with like the help of my mom, it just changed like my whole perspective on everything. And since then, I've been the most confident I can ever remember myself being, and I'll walk out in a bikini and I don't care. I'll wear a crop top and I'll be happy and like genuinely excited about it. And I think that's really cool. I don't know how to explain it, but like I just never thought I'd get to that place. I used to tell my mom, and my close friends that I would never ever wear a bikini for the rest of my life. And I lie and say that I wasn't wearing a bikini when all my friends were because my scar couldn't be exposed to the sun, which is complete bullshit. So I'm sorry if you fell for that. I'm really sorry. I think another thing I also struggled with when I was really sick, like 6th through 8th grade was when I was the sickest. But I struggled a lot with friendships, and it wasn't that people weren't there to support me, and it wasn't that I never lost friends through this. It's just that basically when you're in the hospital for so long, I was in the hospital in my last surgery for like 33 nights or something straight. And people check in the first few days, which is like so nice that they would go out of their way and do that. But then it slowly dies down, and in no way, shape, or form is that their fault. It's just how kind of life goes. They get caught up in their life, but they have stuff to do. They have tests to take and school to deal with, and their friends that are home to see, and I can't blame them in the slightest. But it gets like extremely lonely when no one you know is going through this. I was very lucky because my mom's been through the same thing, so like I had her support. But most kids in the hospital don't have parents who understand. They don't have friends. They're away from home. Like I was in Ohio and I live in New York, so like a lot of the time that's the situation where you're not near your house, you're not with your siblings, you're not with your parents, you're not, it's just like a really kind of messed up situation. I'm not gonna lie and say it doesn't become like really isolated. So I guess this will go into the next part, which is what I'm here to do. So I'm launching, which you can see, hopefully you're seeing this video either from the Instagram page or you're gonna go to that next, which would be really cool. The link will be in the description box below. But basically, I'm making a social media platform for sick teens. The name of this is called inVISABLE, and it's a triple pun. So it's in lowercase, then visible uppercase, but then it's visable and not like visibile. I don't know if this is making any sense. I'll put in like right around here the text of what it says, like how it's spelled. But it's what was once invisible is now visible, and we're making illnesses visible. I'm saying visible way too many times. Visible in a positive light, but also you're stronger because of this. I want to be able to provide a place where you can send me your pictures and I'll post them of you confident with your scar, or confident in a wheelchair, or confident with a brace or crutch, or and prosthetic, I don't know, anything you can think of, or an invisible illness. That's something I also struggled with. A lot of people don't believe me that I'm sick because I don't look sick. I mean, I guess that's for you to judge, but I don't think I look sick. And you wouldn't know that I was sick unless I showed you my scar or something like that. And I get called anorexic a lot because I'm skinny, but it's because I don't have a colon. And it's just, this world is so caught up in like stigmas and standards, and people are just so judgmental, strangers mainly, but friends too, family, like anyone you can think of, they always find something to ridicule. And I think that what I want to do is break those standards and break those stigmas. So if you have an invisible illness, you can post a picture on here and be like, this is what something like lupus looks like, and you might not see it, but I struggle on a daily basis, but I'm a happy person or something. So what I want is for other people then who are sick and going through something to be able to look at this and say, hey, there's a girl who had open heart surgery. I'm just naming examples or something. And I'm about to have to deal with that, and I'm terrified, and I'm worried about the scar, and I'm worried about how people will see me and like perceive my illness. So I'm gonna look here and I see this is a teen, a girl, a guy, I don't know, someone around my age who's been through it, who's dealt with it, and they got through it. Okay, I can do it. No matter how long it takes me, I can do it. That's the Instagram in a very short way. I don't really know how to explain it better than that. But there's a very a format. So if you want to be a part of this, please, if you have chronic illness, please email me. And I'll give you what I need, the information I need from you, and I'll be happy to post about it. I think it's a really cool thing to be able to go out there and put yourself out there and show something you're proud of, which I don't think 16s have that platform yet, where you can truly show how far you've come and the strength you have. So being able to put your photo on here, whether it has 5 followers or 500,000 or something, even those 5 people, putting yourself out there, that is just such an inspiring and amazing thing to be able to do. So tell friends, family, anyone you know who has a chronic illness, anyone about this, because I really want it to grow and I want it to take off and I want it to inspire people. So that's my goal with this. And then, I don't know if you remember, because this is kind of a long video, earlier in the video I talked about for like 2 seconds that I loved coding. So the second part of this is I'm going to be building an app for 16s to connect. It's going to take a while because I have to learn to code it and I have to get on the App Store, and it's just like a very long process. But that's my goal, and that's the next step to this. So I don't know when that's going to be out, but yeah, it's going to be out eventually, and I'm really excited about that as well. So that's the 2 parts to this. I could go back and like erase being sick. I really don't know if I would. I mean, that's a really weird thing, and you might be like, Sammy, why the hell would you not, like, your life would have been normal? But I don't know if I would want my life to be normal, because I think so many good things have come out of this, and you know, I might not be 100% healthy, and I'm never going to be 100% healthy, but I think currently right now I'm pretty damn close to being 100% happy, and to me that's way more important. If you watched this whole video, thank you. I'm sorry it was so long, but it really means a lot to me, and I've been working on this for, I guess, like 3 years now, the concept and getting it straight and everything. So I've put a lot of time into this and effort, and it really means a lot that you would stick around to watch this whole thing. So yeah, go check out the Instagram. I'll try to post like at least once a week.